In the history of sports, it is hard to find injustice and discrimination of the kind that Novak Djokovic endured in 2022. It is even harder to find a better response to injustice and discrimination than the one Djokovic gave. Despite not being allowed to compete in 2 Grand Slams and 4 Masters 1000 tournaments, as well as having his Wimbledon points stripped, Djokovic continued to break records, finished the season as the most successful player on the tour, and cemented his status as the greatest tennis player of all times. In this video, we will celebrate Novak's historic 2022 season by looking at some of the many records that he set this year. Let's begin. By winning the 2022 ATP Finals, Djokovic tied Federer's record of 6 ATP Finals titles. This was one of the last major tennis records that Novak did not yet own. He now has most weeks at number 1, most year-end number 1s, most ATP Finals titles, most Masters 1000 titles, and most big titles. With his victory in Turin, Novak became the oldest ATP Finals champion at the age of 35. He also became the only player who participated in ATP Finals 15 years apart, the only one to win the tournament 14 years apart, and the only one to win it in 3 different decades. Novak is the only player in history who won ATP Finals 4 consecutive times. By reaching the semi-finals in Turin, Novak set a record for most appearances in semi-finals of big tournaments. He has now played 131 semi-finals in the big events, one more than Roger Federer. By reaching the final in Turin, Djokovic became the only man in history to reach 8 or more finals in 6 different big tournaments. He has played 12 finals in Rome, 9 finals in Australian Open and US Open, and 8 finals in Wimbledon, Paris Masters, and ATP Finals. Djokovic is the only man ever to win 2 different Grand Slams 7 times. He won 9 Australian Opens and 7 Wimbledons. To win the 2022 ATP Finals, Novak beat the same number of top 10 players as Nadal did to win the 2013 US Open, 2017 US Open, 2019 US Open, and 2022 Australian Open combined. Despite missing 2 slams and 4 masters this season, Novak led the tour with 11 top 10 wins. This was the 12th season in which Djokovic led the ATP Tour in top 10 wins, more than anyone in history. By beating Tsitsipas in his first match at the ATP Finals, Djokovic became the first player in history with 60 career wins against top 3 players. In 2022, Djokovic tied Jimmy Connors' record of 12 consecutive seasons with at least 80% win rate. Novak has a chance to break the record next season. Despite all the obstacles that he faced in 2022, Djokovic ended the season with the highest win percentage, most top 10 wins, most prize money, most titles, most big titles, and he was the only player to win a title on all 3 surfaces. Even with playing only 11 tournaments and losing 9,200 ranking points due to politics, Djokovic still finished the season as number 5 in the world. Without changing anything else, if only Wimbledon points were counted, Novak would have finished the season ranked number 2, with barely 180 points less than Alcaraz. Politics and corruption stopped Novak, at least temporarily, from extending his historic records of weeks at number 1 and year-end number 1s, as well as robbed him of Grand Slams and Masters titles. But instead of letting the hyenas defeat him with their dirty games, Novak achieved in half a season more than all the rest who played the entire season. He showed the entire world the difference between a vulture and a goat. Once again, he proved that he is the man, as Pete Sampras put it, the true number 1 and the greatest tennis player of all times. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you soon.